It is playoff potential on the line. Winner goes to E3, and the loser goes home. Royal versus Nova starts now.
Yeah, I am so hyped for this matchup. We're going to see how Ganja and how Y01 is going to play, because I feel like that is the key to both teams, is how well does Ganja play and how well does Y01, because both of these supports love to play overly aggressive. They like to overextend and kind of be out of position. So let's see how that's going to play and which team is going to be more aggressive, because I feel like the more aggressive, the more assertive team is going to be able to come out ahead.
Now, if there's something you do have to credit Royal for, it's their understanding from Ganja's position how to slow the game down. And considering that they have put him on someone like a Lumbar that has just enough tanky stats to ward off the enemy team, could help out Royal in the long run. Nova defends themselves from a little jungle invade, securing their Sage buff on their side, on the red side of the jungle, slowing themselves down out a little bit. Now, Minder, iFlex, and Memorized are on the bottom side of the map. That's going to be the Malik versus the Wonder Woman. You're going to have the top lane matchup of the Sivka Kilgroth taking on Hakai and that Lubu, as now we're going to have a little bit of a scuffle, it looks like, on the bottom side of the map. Nova trying to do their best at invading onto the Royal side of the jungle, and so already Nova, not only are they roaming across and counter jungling, but they're doing it as a group.
Yeah, they exactly need to do this. Zale Crayon was able to steal that blue, and as a result, look at the goal difference. They're now ahead 3.9 to 3.3. So right now, Nova is winning the early game because that is their win condition. They need to win early game and not allow Lindis to scale, because Lindis has actually a huge mid-game power spike. She's really strong early as well, and in late game, she can scale, but not as strong as, like, say, a Violet, but still very, very good. Tulin also has good scale. The comp on Royal is really strong in the mid-game, so they cannot allow Royal to get ahead in the mid-game here, so they gotta shut down early.
All members of Royal are sitting only at level 3. You do have ultimates, couple ultimates rather, on the side of Nova. Sivka and Crayon have that, so Royal gonna have to be careful because they're not gonna have those ultimate, that extra ability to help them out in these team fights. However, they're able to ward off Nova from the Abyssal Dragon just far enough, and so now that gives them enough time to get their ultimates themselves and to start the Abyssal Dragon. 4 members are on both sides of the map. You can see Royal being very cautious. They don't want to take this down too low. It is about 33% HP. You're going to have Nova on the bottom side, and they disengage as well. And so both teams understanding how much is on the line, neither one deciding to go for this early Abyssal.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that, because Royal actually made a huge mistake against Noob last week, if you guys remember. They rushed the Dragon without pushing lane or having an advantage, getting in on low, and as a result, Team Noob came in and killed it. But look at this rotation from Restless there, able to get the red buff away from Lindis, slowing her momentum down even further. And this is going to allow them to now posture around Dragon, put pressure on it, and they may be able to secure the Dragon over Royal here.
Any way that you can deny that those early buffs, those early experiences from somebody like a Lindis, you're going to have yourself in a much more advantageous position, as an uncontested Abyssal Dragon goes in the favor of Nova. Great invade by them.
Oh.
Y01 barely walks out with his life.
Yeah,
he
had to waste his ultimate as well. He used being a bro there, which now signals to Royal to then make a play on objective like Tower or Spirits in the. That's exactly what they're going to do. They should now push top lane from here, because they have a 4-man rotation here. Lindis is rotating up. They should shove the top lane right here, because Kilgroth is not going to be able to defend Tower. But instead, they're going to rotate back, and Tulin's going to go back to mid to catch this wave. But they should push and abuse the top lane here, and what they did. But instead, they're not going to be aggressive. They're going to play safe and back off.
They're going to try to keep themselves in a little bit of an easier spot. You see 4 members of Nova rotating to the bottom side of the map. Memorize is going to take a big little chunk there from Reston's Liliana. Liliana, we have seen on the ban bench quite often in both Europe and North America, falling through the pick ban phase now. Now, Restless, as you've said, while he has been a formidable force in some instances, hasn't quite stepped up to the task the way that Nova has needed them to do in the past.
Yeah, exactly. But Restless has been impressing me with the Liliana play so far. He's been landing a lot of his combos with Liliana, the Shining and Binding Lights. And look at this huge stun from Y01. It's going to be able to get onto the Tulin, but he flickers right away to safety.
iFlex is going to try to get himself an ultimate in. It will be a knockup, but it's too close to the tower. They're not going to want to engage too much more. Hakai is going to rotate themselves around, so now 5 members of Nova are on the bottom side of the map. It looks like Lee will be able to successfully secure his might buff, so that's not going to be stolen away by Nova. So Royal, they find themselves down a little bit of gold, but they're doing a great job at stabilizing and protecting themselves from these aggressive Nova maneuvers.
Yeah, what Nova needs to, they got to be aggressive right now. This is the mid game, almost late game already, with Darkslayer spawning soon at the 6-minute mark. Zeo has his item. He has the damage. He can go in there and use his ultimate to do a lot of plays and get a lot of kills here. And wow, Ganja barely misses that ultimate, because if he landed that, they could have secured a kill onto Restless there.
Sky Crew doing a really good job at bobbing and weaving in between these different crowd control effects of Nova Esports. However, now with the Abyssal Dragon available, that's going to mean a bottom side rotation coming out of Nova. You saw the ultimate happen out of Memorize. Hakai is down, however. Lee D Kappa goes down as well. Cran able to pick himself up that kill. Memorize will find himself going to the gray screen as Cran picks himself up a second kill. And so just like that, 4 members are down. A triple kill is in the hands of their jungler. Cran securing that, as it looks like you're going to have Sky Crew coming around this jungle, but he's going to have to recall immediately because there are multiple members and a tower dive could be in the cards.
Yeah, that was a huge rotation by Nova there. They got 4 kills, got bot tower, then Killgrad takes the top tower. That was a 4v5 for the most part. But however, they won that trade because Nova was able to rotate and combo. That Malik ultimate from iFlex was just perfect, landing onto Lee Kappa, securing the kill on Linus. And once you kill Linus in that fight, it is over for Royal. And they're not able to counter-engage or respond because Shy Crow did not rotate fast enough and was not there to help his team. And they won that trade, and now it's looking so good for Nova.
We've criticized Nova for not being able to recognize their win conditions in certain aspects of the game. A lot of their snowball victories that we have credited them for have revolved around getting early kills and securing themselves objectives in that aspect. And you can see that happening. 0-4 kills in their favor, an Abyssal Dragon as well as 2 towers. But more importantly, it's how they've got to this point at 7 minutes in the game, which is doing a fantastic job at denying as many resources from their opposing jungler in Lee's Lindis.
Yeah, that was such a good rotation by Nova there, even though they did not have the numbers ran. It just shows you that tight movements, fast rotations like that are going to result in you coming ahead, and they were decisive. They saw Lee Kappa out of position, overextended past the river, trying to get and secure and sneak in that Dragon Tower against Nova there. You can see how low Nova's tier 1 tower is on Dragon's side. And as a result, they're not able to get the tower, gets caught out and gets a kill. And look at the map control now. Nova has complete map control over Dragon's side of the map. They're invading jungle. They got the timers down. They're waiting for these red buffs to respawn, and they're stealing it away. And look at this engage from Nova.
Yep, you don't have any minions left available, but it doesn't matter because iFlex wants to go in. Cran does a really good job at getting some damage onto the backline, but finds himself way too far back as he will end up falling, which gives the cue for Royal to hit the go button to decide to go into the side of Nova Esports, as only 1 member has fallen, but it's been just enough of an advantage as their main damage dealer, Cran, is on the gray screen. Ganja and Sky Crew getting a little bit of poke damage. Lee D Kappa doing his best to get a little bit of counter jungling in the meanwhile. And as it stands, Royal picks themselves up a kill and gets clawing themselves back just a little bit in gold.
Yeah, the Crayon went over-aggressive there. As Zill, you want to land your Wind Blade, you want to get the stacks, you want to get that passive Dust Devil onto your enemy team. Because once you get 3, and look at this, they're able to kill iFlex here and secure this bottom tower, which is huge for Royal right now.
And being able to open up that bottom side of the map, especially considering the fact that the Darkslayer is on the table, bodes well for Royal as they're able to secure that kill onto iFlex. But now they find themselves caught out a little bit too much as a beautiful rotation by Cran and Y01 will allow Memorize to go down, picking themselves up yet another kill. 4 kills in the pockets, 5,000 gold already handily for Crayon and that Zill.
They're going to get this dragon here. And Crayon, the key is against Zill is you want to engage Zill when he uses his ultimate or his Windblade. He doesn't hit a lot of heroes because that's his win condition. He has to hit his Windblade and auto attacks to stack his passive, Dust Devil, and put marks on his opponents. After 3 stacks, his ultimate and his abilities do much more damage. And if he does not land it, you need to go in on him and engage.
So now you're going to have the beautiful rotation coming out of Nova yet again. There isn't a top tower for them to defend as Sebka is able to pick up the kill onto the jungler, Lee D Kappa. You can see a little bit of a mishap coming out of Royal. They're going to have to get themselves to be backed off because they have to stop the bleeding. 4,000 gold is in the pockets of Nova Esports at this point in time. They are recognizing this and making these rotations. We're not used to seeing Royal playing as passive as what you say now because everything that they're doing is purely reactive from the side that Nova Esports is having. You can see Memorize going down almost immediately. The knockup from Ganja is not going to be enough. That's going to be a kill picked up. 2 kills, rather. 3 kills, mind you, for Nova Esports as Crayon opens himself up a big box of crayons as he is 5-1-3.
Yeah, he is playing so well. This is why Crayon, they needed Crayon in their hand. Lubu's gonna get, Hakai's gonna get a kill on to the Zill, and he's gonna fall, but he does get a double kill. Wow, what a play by Hakai and the Lubu there. But this is a Nova that we needed to see in the past 2 weeks. Crayon is making such a huge difference, and all the games that they lost against World was because Crayon was not playing. He was not their jungle carry, and it's looking really good for Nova right now because the way they're playing, the synergy they have, how they're playing together, how they're team fighting, it looks really clean and really solid. So if they keep this up, they can easily secure the game against Royal here.
Crayon and the rest of Nova Esports turning Royal's side of the jungle into their own little coloring book, being able to turn it any page, any direction that they want, the sketches, the directions, because they have found themselves up 6,000 gold at the 11.5-minute mark. Royal, while they've traded themselves a couple kills back and forth, are sitting at straight goose eggs from the objective standpoint. 0 dragons, 0 Slayer, as well as 0 towers. And so they're going to have to find some way to get themselves some extra resources because as it stands, Nova is quite healthily in the lead.
Yeah, Tulin is nicely fed now. He has 2 tier 3 damage items. He has the Orber Magi, and he has a Kali Diadem, which is going to give him that amount of burst and ability power amp, and Pierce as well. Ganja gets caught out. He's got to be careful. This happens a lot of times, and as a result, they're going to be able to engage onto him and kill him in the back line.
The 3-man knockup isn't going to be able to do too much when your damage dealers aren't available. We've praised Ganja plenty of times in the Valor series thus far as being a standout support, one of the biggest players on the Royal roster. However, today, finding himself caught out in unfortunate situations, despite having the tanky stats that he does, 0-3-1, only sitting at 3.9 thousand gold. To give you a comparison, his opposing support in Y01 is up 5.3 thousand gold, 1.4 advantage. Huge deficit that you see.
Yeah, that is
facing.
a huge difference. Look at this, almost a 10k gold lead. And this is what I talked about. Y01 and Ganja have a tendency to over-position, trying to get vision when they shouldn't be. You know, there's no reason to face check that bush because you don't need to get vision in there. You don't need to overextend. Your enemy opponents are ahead of you, so you need to back off. You need to play much more defensive and assume that your enemy opponents are there. But this is the time to engage here. However, they're not going to engage on Ganja's ultimate, and they're not able to save the tower, and the bleeding is continuing to... The wound is getting open bigger and bigger, and Royal is falling even more and more behind.
It has gone from stage 1 to stage 2. As Nova have found themselves in such an advantageous position. As you mentioned, Suijay, 9,500 gold, almost eclipsing that 5-digit mark. Every member almost up an entire extra item. You can see Restless's advantage over Sky Crew is unbelievable at this point in time. However, Royal, to their advantage, do have some decent wave clear. You've got an okay-ish wave clear coming out of Sky Crew, as well as Ganja popping that ultimate, which at this stage in the game isn't that crazy of a cooldown, and so they're going to be able to clear themselves some waves, but unfortunately, due to the deficit that they have, are unable to challenge that Darkslayer as it goes down almost immediately as it was started. Darkslayer now in the hands of Nova Esports, extra pushing power at their disposal.
Yeah, they have to play defensively at this point. You know, Royal needs to stop the bleed. They need to save these towers as best they can and clear this wave. However, they're not able to. Look at this 4-man rotation coming from over there. They're going to take that tower down immediately without contesting. And right now, Kappa and the team Royal, they need to stop letting Nova take any more towers.
But
they need to clear this wave as fast as possible and just turtle.
And the question I ask you, however, though, is there an opportunity to do that, considering there's an 11,000 gold lead? As I say that, Nova decides to engage iFlex using that Malik to try to get onto the back line. That's going to be just enough time to ward them away so the high ground turret can go down. Kraid, in the meanwhile, is lurking over the wall, deciding, do I want to go in? Do I want to let my team do the rest? They are able to successfully do so thus far, as 3 kills, 4 kills are in their pocket. Lady Kappa will find himself between a rock, a hard place, and a grave site, as he's going to be put 6 foot under, as it looks like Nova is going to start the first step of many to keep themselves in the top 4. A ticket to E3 is on the line, and at 15 minutes in, they've come out hot.